to everyone in oil and gas who is thinking about tech. I am here to tell you that you have the skills that these tech companies are desperate for. You just don't know it yet. I am Debalakari, and just a few years ago, I used to work as a senior production operator for TotalEnergies, and today I am an SRE engineer for Sky UK. And the skills that got me hired, no, they were not the skills I learned from courses today. They were the skills I already had in my oil and gas days. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how this works. When I started applying to tech jobs, I made a huge mistake as I focused my resume and interviews on the new skills I was learning, such as Kubernetes, cloud platforms, AWS, Python, and Docker, and I kept getting rejected. Then one interview changed everything. The hiring manager looked at my TotalEnergies experience and said, "Tell me about a time production went down and you had to make a critical decision under pressure." I told them about an incident we had where we had only about 15 minutes to make a quick decision whether to shut down production or to risk escalation with millions of dollars in the line. And I could see the interview panel, the members in the interview panel, all their faces lit up and they all leaned forward. And right there at that moment, it struck me and I realized that they weren't just hiring for technical skills, they were hiring for operational mindsets. And this is something you can never get from a boot camp. Operational mindset is something you get from keeping critical infrastructures running in the oil and gas industry. Here is the myth that most in the oil and gas industry believe: I need to be a coder. I need to forget everything I know and start from scratch. I am here to tell you that is so wrong. Tech companies, especially in SRE, DevOps engineering, cloud engineering, or infrastructure, they are not looking for coders. They are looking for operational thinkers who can also code. You are already 70% there. You just need to learn the language to translate what you do. Let me break down the 5 operational skills that are gold in tech. Skill number 1, systems thinking. In oil and gas, we don't just manage one piece of equipment. We understand how the entire process works. We understand how upstream affects downstream. We understand how one single failure cascades. For example, a shutdown of a subsea well affects your export compressor pressure or your topside separator pressure. In tech, that's exactly what SRE is. In the same way, when I'm on call at Sky UK, I need to understand how our streaming platform works from end to end. I need to understand that a CDN issue affects playback and a slowdown database affects the entire user experience. It's the same mindset you use every day in oil and gas. You already think in systems. So you see, and tech companies, they want that desperately. Number 2, high pressure decision making. In oil and gas, just like you already know, if process goes down, if you have a shutdown, you don't have hours to think. Maybe you have minutes or even less. You assess the situation, you weigh up your options, you make the call, and then you live with the consequences. In tech, it is exactly the same. This is incident response. In the same way, when a streaming platform goes down and millions of customers are affected, you need someone who can make decisions under pressure without freezing. Most junior engineers freeze. They've never had to make decisions where the cost of being wrong is massive, and you do make such decisions on every shift. This, my guy, is a superpower that tech companies desperately want. Number 3, in oil and gas, documentation is so critical because if you don't document, people lose lives, equipment fails, and as a result, production stops. So we already write SOPs, standard operating procedures. We update logs and we maintain records as we work. In tech, these are called runbooks, postmortems, and documentation. Most developers just hate documentation because they just want to code. But in operational roles such as SRE, DevOps, platform engineering, documentation is critical, and you are already very disciplined at this. So you know what that means? Tech companies will love you. Number 4, 24/7 operational mindset. As you know, in oil and gas, production does not stop. It runs 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week, and 365 days of the year. Production does not stop over the weekend. So you already understand shift work, on-call rotation, and being responsible for uptime. Also in tech, especially in SRE and DevOps, systems are expected to run 24/7. So someone needs to be on call. So someone needs to respond when things break at 2 a.m. So most people coming from software development, they struggle with it. They want 9 to 5. They don't want on call. But for you, you already lived this life. In fact, this is your bread and butter. You have the understanding that critical systems need constant attention and monitoring. This makes you incredibly valuable for tech companies. Number 5, cost awareness. In oil and gas, downtime costs millions and millions of dollars. That's why every decision you take has a financial impact. And as a result, you're always thinking cost versus risk all the time. In the same way, in tech, costs can spiral real quickly, especially in cloud infrastructure. For example, a misconfigured auto-scaling can cost thousands of dollars, and poor planning wastes lots and loads of budget. Most engineers don't think cost, they just spin up resources. But companies want people who understand the financial impact of their decisions, which you do. This is because every day in oil and gas, you made decisions weighing operational needs against costs. That, my friend, is rare in tech and incredibly valuable. So now, my guy, how do you position these skills in interviews? Here is what I did. First, reframe your experience. Don't say I worked in oil and gas operations. Yes, we know, but just leave that first. Say I managed mission critical infrastructure where downtime cost millions of dollars. I was responsible for 24/7 uptime, incident response, and maintaining of complex distributed systems. Now you see, now you sound just like an SRE engineer. Second, use their language. What do I mean by this? Okay, in oil and gas, production shutdown is the same thing as service outage in tech. Equipment failure is the same thing as system failure in tech. And SOPs, standard operating procedures, is the same thing as run books in tech. And then shift work is the same thing as on-call rotation in tech. And then production uptime is the same thing as system reliability. So you see what I mean? The same skills, just different words. Third, tell specific stories. For example, when asked about handling pressure, don't be vague. Tell them, we had a compressor failure at 2 a.m. that threatened to shut down production. I had only 10 minutes to coordinate with 3 other teams to make a call. We kept production running and saved the company about $3 million. I know we've all experienced this in oil and gas before. But you see the story right there, that story there, that's an SRE interview win. Fourth, bridge to tech. Show them that you understand the parallels. In oil and gas, I managed physical infrastructure, pumps, compressors, control system. In tech, it's virtual infrastructure, servers, containers, cloud services. So you see, the principles are the same. Maintain uptime, response to incident, optimized performance, and control costs. So this is how you position your operational experience as a strength It's not something to apologize. If you are in oil and gas and is thinking of tech, here is what I want you to know. You are not starting from zero. You have years of operational experience that these tech companies are desperate for. All you need to do is to just add the technical layer and to learn how to talk about the things you already do. Please comment below how long you've been thinking about switching and what's holding you back. Next week, I'm going to be breaking down the exact technical skills you do need to add to your operational background. So please subscribe so you don't miss it. I am the Bal, and over here we are raising the bar together. See you on the next one.